Hey everybody, welcome to Web Moments episode 12. Today, or this month, October, is CyberSecurity Awareness Month. So we're gonna have uh, the the organization that puts us on releases all kinds of information on just to draw awareness to cybersecurity. So as a promo or whatever for this month, I'm going to talk a little bit about security and some of the things that we can do to help draw awareness for that. So the first thing uh, would be we're going to talk about 4 simple steps to staying secure. And the first one is you. Um, you're your best defense against security threats. And so, if somebody, this can be things like just use your instinct, use your gut. If something doesn't seem right, then assume that it's not. If somebody calls you saying that that claims to be from your bank and they say something's going on that's not going on, or that something's going on and that they need some information from you, um, that should immediately be a red flag. Um, Same goes for email. If you receive an email out of the blue from your bank saying that you need to reset your password or something like that, um, you know, proceed with caution. Um, Make sure don't click on links in email, things like that. Um, and so that's pretty much step number one. You are your best defense against security threats. Um, Number two is passphrases, and or passwords. I've talked about passwords before. Um, you can uh, you can always look back on past uh, episodes of Web Moments and see where I've talked about passwords. But passwords is definitely a big thing with security. I recommend using extremely strong passwords for security reasons. Um, don't use things like 1 2 3 4 5 6 or password as a password, or password one or password 1 2 3 4, or monkey. Monkey was for the longest time was on the list for 13th or 14th most used password. I have no idea why, but it was. So don't use passwords like that, because they're not secure. And if you do use a password like that, they're going to be probably compromised really, really fast, because that's going to be because it is some of the top most used passwords on the list. Those are the first things that attackers try. Um, so that, and then when it comes also to authentication, not only passwords but things like multi-factor authentication and stuff like that. I might do an episode of Web Moments later on that talks more about multi-factor authentication. But basically what that means is it's a second factor. So you enter your password and then you provide another piece of information that to continue the authentication process. So that's number two. Number three would be updating your software. Microsoft for Windows releases software patches all the time. Update the software packages. Apple does the same thing with Mac OS. Linux does the same thing. All software providers, if you're doing if you have a website and you're using something like WordPress, WordPress releases software patches all the time for their system. All of those patches, regardless of software, should be updated, because a lot of times they are addressing the security issues, or it's not always security issues. Sometimes it's just fixes to bugs and stuff like that. But a lot of times there are security patches in those updates. So definitely update all software to latest releases. And then number 4 would be backups. If you get hacked and all your data gets stolen or encrypted through ransomware and you're unable to get your data back, backups is going to be your last hope. So back up everything. You know, a lot of systems make this easy now. I'm a Mac person for the most part. You know, Mac OS has Time Machine, which for me has worked really, really well for backups. I can pretty much restore my entire system from backups, from those backups. I'm not sure what Windows has, but Windows also has options for backup. And then there's tons of cloud providers. You know, if you don't back up your entire operating system, then you can use these cloud provider backups, you know, to back up things like pictures, email, you know, pretty much anything you want. You know, it can be backed up to these cloud providers that offer these backup solutions, and your stuff is, in that case, backed up in the cloud, separate from your system, so that if you were to lose all your data, you know, your backed up data in the cloud should still be safe. So that wraps it up. The 4 steps to staying secure online. And welcome to CyberSecurity Month. And I hope that you all have a great month. And we'll see if I can provide some more information later on this month about Cybersecurity Month. Have a good month. Bye.